If you're doing 100 crunches a day hoping to get abs, stop wasting your time. Think about it. You wouldn't do 100 reps of bench press with no weight to grow your chest. So stop doing that for your abs. Most guys treat abs like some sort of magical muscle that needs high reps. But this is where they're messing up. So if you want real results, full screen the video, lock in, and I'll take you through the 4 simple rules that you need to start implementing today if you want your abs to pop. Rule number 1 is that you want to train your abs just like you would any other muscle. If you wanted to grow your bicep, you wouldn't stand in the mirror and just flex it hoping for it to grow, would you? You'd add resistance, weight, and you would progressively overload over time. Well, your abs are exactly the same. So instead of trying to rep out 100 crunches or 100 sit-ups every single day, add resistance. You want to be doing cable crunches, hanging leg raises with a dumbbell in between your legs, or even a plank with some weight on your back. And then over time, you want to be progressively overloading, whether you're either increasing the number of reps that you're doing or ideally increasing the amount of resistance, the weight that you're putting on your abs. Because just like any other muscle, your abs are going to respond to stimulus. If you turn up and went to the gym and did the same thing every single time for your chest, your back, your arms, and your legs, they wouldn't grow. Well, it's the same for your abs. If you're breezing past 20 reps every time you do an ab exercise, you know it's time to add the weight. Anything from 5 to 15 reps is going to be the sweet spot. Like anything, there is no one right answer. There is no one perfect way of doing this. Everybody has slightly different physiology, slightly different biomechanics. Some people have longer torsos, some people have shorter torsos. Some people have wider waists, some people have narrower waists. You need to find the exercises that work for you. But as long as you're adding resistance and progressively overloading over time, those abs are going to pop. Don't get me wrong. You will still develop some abdominal muscles without adding resistance, but you'll get that flat pancake look. If you train with overload and adding resistance, you're going to get those thick, blocky 3D abs. So that's rule number 1. Train your abs just like you would any other muscle. Rule number 2 is to hit them consistently, but not every day. Because just like every other muscle, your abs require recovery time. The muscle grows in your body in between the gym sessions. You use the gym to break the muscle down, and you use the rest time along with your protein in your sleep to rebuild it back stronger and bigger. So if you're hitting your abs every single day, they ain't gonna get any stronger. The sweet spot, just like any other muscle, is to train it twice a week. And the other thing I would say here is you want to make sure that you're hitting all 3 parts of your abs. For your upper, I always go for cable crunches. For the lower, hanging leg raises with a dumbbell, unbeatable. And for the obliques, you can either do some side bends or you can do some farmer carries. And just like I talk about in every other one of my videos, you want to focus on quality over quantity. A well-structured, progressively overloaded, resistant added ab workout is going to be far better for you than some random set of crunches. Because as always, this is about stimulus, not sweat. But if you really want to build 3D abs, then you need to implement rule 3. And that is that the best ab exercises aren't even the ones that directly target them. Compound movements like deadlifts, squats, overhead press, they might not be the sexy ab workouts that you see on the YouTube videos, but take it from me and the hundreds of guys that I have worked with over the years, these are by a mile the best exercises that are going to really make your abs pop. Why? Because they're the compound movements that use the biggest muscles in your body. They're also the exercise that enable you to lift the most weight. As a result, you are stimulating not just those muscles that you're hitting directly, but basically every single muscle in your body. Think about it. When you're doing a squat, your upper body is basically trying not to fold over like a pancake. What's keeping you up is not your legs, it's your core strength. So if you're following a well-structured full body or upper lower body split program, progressively overloading over time, focusing on perfect form, it will be impossible for your abs not to get stronger over time. To be honest with you, this was the biggest game changer for me. I used to be the guy who'd be hitting his abs every single time in the gym. 15 minutes, maybe 10 at the end of every session with no structure, no rep range, and no idea what weight I lifted last time. But after years of doing this, I basically saw no change. So I did what everyone else did. I quit. When I came back to my gym workouts and started adding some structure and some real routine and started focusing on these compound movements, within 3 to 6 months, I noticed that my abs were absolutely popping. I hadn't done a single ab exercise. And it's funny because the number 1 comment I get from my clients when they first join the coaching program, which you can find out all about in the link under this video if you're interested, is that they haven't hit their legs for a while. And I get it. I didn't train legs for about 10 years. But as soon as we start adding in some squats, some lunges, some deadlifts to their training program, not only do they struggle to walk for the first couple of days, but they start to notice aches and pains in their abs as well, because they realize that that's how you use your core strength. You want to think about your compound moves as the steel frame that holds up buildings. If the frame is weak, the whole thing collapses. Strong compounds don't just build the muscles that you're directly targeting, they build that frame. But we all know that you can do every single exercise in the gym, but if you don't absolutely nail your nutrition, you are never going to see those abs under the body fat. So rule number 4 is that you actually have to get lean enough to be able to see them. The cool thing about doing a body recomposition is that you're cutting the fat and building the muscle at the same time. And it's why so many of my clients get that overnight effect, because not only are they burning off the body fat week after week, but under the surface, they're building that lean muscle. So once they get lean enough to be able to see their abs or a bicep vein, it goes from 0 to hero basically overnight. Because you have to remember, you already have abs. Sure, they might not be that strong right now, but they're there. The problem is the average body fat percentage for guys these days is about 27%. And it's going to take you to get down to at least 15% to really be able to notice that abs. And if you want that sharp, defined, full six-pack look, you're going to have to get close to 12. So yes, abs are made in the gym. Progressive overload, resistance training, compound movements. Rules 1 to 3 that we've been to, but they're revealed in the kitchen. There is no way around this. You have to be in a caloric deficit. You can take the easy route, the path of least resistance, but that's going to take you the longest time. Or you can take the hard route with the most resistance, but you're going to get there in the shortest amount of time. The choice is really yours. Do you want to get the abs sooner or later? Or never at all. You can continue to believe that it's down to sugar or insulin or a specific diet that you have to follow, or you can put yourself in a calorie deficit for long enough to be able to see your abs. And if you don't know how to calculate your calorie deficit, that's exactly why I've created a free calorie calculator, which you can use in the first link of the description. Not only will I give you your calorie deficit, which is unique to you based on your body composition, but I will also give you all 3 of your macronutrients, your protein, your carbs, and your fat. It's completely free to use. It's only going to take you 15 seconds. Click the top link in the description, check it out, put yourself in a calorie deficit, wait 3 to 6 months, and you'll be absolutely golden. But listen, I know I promised you 4 rules, but for those of you who stuck around, I'm going to give you a bonus fit. And honestly, that's patience. I kind of alluded to it a couple of seconds ago when I said that we've got to wait 3 to 6 months. The reality is getting abs isn't a physical challenge, it's a mental one. Anyone can do it, but most guys fail because they feel like they deserve the results far sooner than they get them. I actually had a conversation with one of my clients yesterday who's been doing a great job for a couple of months, and he admitted to me that he felt like he deserved more than what he'd been getting so far. But I had to remind him that he has on the right path. He's already lost 5 or 6 pounds. All he needs to do is keep on walking. Sure, he's not getting the results as fast as he would have wanted, but that's because we're all living in this world of instant gratification. At the end of the day, patience is a superpower. But once you start to build it, you realize that you can achieve just about anything. True story. When I started recording videos on YouTube back in January of 2024, I said to myself that this was going to be a decade-long project. I never know which video is going to do well and which video is going to absolutely flop. But I try not to get too emotional about it because I say it's just one video in a 10-year project. I could have 5 videos in a row do absolutely terrible, but I'm not going to let it bother me because 5 videos over the course of 10 years is nothing. And you kind of have to look at your health and fitness, whether it's getting abs or just getting rid of some excess body fat in the same way. Because at the end of the day, you never complete fitness. You never complete health. It's a constant battle. You'll have good weeks, you'll have good months, but equally, you'll have bad months. Heck, you might even have a bad year. But your sole goal is just to stay in the game. Because ultimately, what's the alternative? In life, you can go to the pain, or eventually the pain will find you. Now, I will always be the type of guy who goes to that pain because I know if the pain comes to me, I won't be in control of it. And I don't know about you, but I think most guys are control freaks. I'll put my hand up. I certainly am. I know that nothing in life is certain, but let's say I wanted to get a shredded six-pack before the end of this year. I would sit down and write out a list of things that would drastically increase the probability of me being able to do that. What are the things that I can control every single day that are going to get me closer to that goal, that are going to increase the probability of me getting that six-pack? I would do all of those things, and I would cut out the things that work against me. You see, when you think about this stuff pragmatically and logically, you're going to get the results, and you're going to get the results far easier when you stop seeing this as a sprint with a finish line and start realizing this is a never-ending game that you're always going to get better at. Not only will you get the results faster, but you actually enjoy the process at the same time. So yes, if you choose to join my coaching program, you're going to get your own personalized workout program. I'm going to sort you out your nutrition targets. That the real value is the fact that I'm going to hold you accountable. I'm going to support you. I'm going to coach you over a 6-month period, because it takes about 3 to 6 months for you to be able to change the habits and help you build the healthier lifestyle. And ultimately, that's what I'm helping my guys do. So if you are interested in joining the program, click the second link under the video so you can watch the short video on that website to see exactly how it works and whether it be right for you. If not, no pressure. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.